Boom. So today we're going to be reacting to Knox Hill with this one here, Independent Volume 1 UMG Diss. Now, the reason why I'm reacting to this is because I've watched Knox Hill for a very, very long time. One of the best, if not the greatest, reaction channel out there. The way that he dissects stuff is insane. He seems to know everything about everything. And when he doesn't, he's very open, but that's very rare. The boy knows everything. But I clicked this one in particular and wanted to react to it because it says UMG Diss. Now, I saw his video, I don't know if it was a couple months back now, where he was basically talking about UMG, Sony, all of these record labels and stuff, and the laws going on and the strikes that reaction channels get and all this stuff. And it's a big issue, and he's trying to fight it. And obviously, he probably can't say too much. And he's, like he said in that thing, you know, it's a whole process. There's a lot of legal stuff involved. But if you don't know, like, all of these record labels that own pretty much all of the biggest artists, own all their music, the rights to it and stuff. When we make videos to these, we don't get any money for it, like 99% of the time. Like 99% of my channel is demonetized. It's very, very rare if something slips through the cracks. It's either an independent artist, or if it's an artist that is big or is signed, it's music they made prior to them being signed. So it was like before, so the record label doesn't have the rights. And oftentimes they strike you. I've had some strikes in my time. It used to be back in the day on YouTube. 3 strikes, you were out. The strikes never go. The strikes are always there. Your channel gets terminated. Now they've made it so every single time you get a strike, it stays there for 3 months. So if you get 3 strikes in 3 months, your channel's gone. But after 3 months, 1 strike can go, depending on how many you have or whatever. And I've had strikes before, and I dispute them. And I've been quite lucky. The 2 strikes I had recently, I disputed them, and it was fine. You know, they basically kept the monetization for themselves. I don't get the monetization, but I don't really care for that. That's why we have Patreon and all this other stuff. Because realistically, 99% of reaction channels have actual jobs, and this is just what we do on the side. I don't really make much money from YouTube. Basically nothing, peanuts. I could make more money going out on the street and just begging, just being like, oh, can you lend me a $5? Can you lend me a $10? I'd make more money in one day than I would for a whole month of YouTube, and that's just unfortunate, but it's true. And Knox Hill's very vocal about that, and as we should be, it's a bit of a problem. There should be some middle ground, because there's literally a fair use thing. Sorry, I'm going to ramble a lot at the beginning of this. If you can skip forward if you want to, but there's basically a fair use dispute thing that you can press when you make a YouTube video with copyright content, such as music or something else. And there's a section on there that literally says reaction video, because reaction video is under fair use. However, the people who decide whether they want to basically take the money from you, the money that you're making from the ads that basically YouTube are getting from the video, you watching this, if you have YouTube Premium, it's making money for, would be me, but could be the ad. And in this case, might be me, because Knox Hill's independent, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't claim videos. But basically, they get all of the money, but they'll, like, remove the strike. So they'll let you upload it, like, it won't be blocked, but they'll just take all the profits for it. But in that fair use thing, it literally states that it's fair use if you react to something, you break it down, it's your own interpretation, you kind of remix the video in itself, which Knox Hill was the best at. That when in his video he even stated that the fair use thing that it says, like the whole description it gives, his content, probably out of any content out there, his content fits in the most to that description they give. So it's just bonkers. It's a whole nightmare. It's crazy out here. I also do understand, like, some people are like, but it's reaction content, you know, it's not like you're really creating that original content. And no, yeah, I get that. Don't get me wrong. I think reaction content is some of the, I mean, it probably is the easiest content going. I used to make videos back in the day, and it would take me like 15, 20 hours for one video. And then it, like, when I'd done different style of content, and then it gets no views. And I know you need to, like, grind, you need to do all this stuff, but it's hard when you've got a full-time job. You're trying to manage your life, your job, your family, your friends, your partner, all of that stuff, and then I'm putting in 15 hours to get nothing in return. It's like it's hard when it's better if you have free time, and if I started younger and properly went at it, then maybe. But it's a tricky scenario. But anyway, we're gonna react to this and see what it's saying. UMG Diss. I'm excited, and also I might miss some stuff because we know the boy can bar, he can spit. So some stuff might go over my head. I'm gonna ask you, but I'll try to catch what I can. And yeah, let's see. Let's see what it's saying. This sample sounds cold already.
Completely independent. In the land of majors, I feel bases when I pin it. The white kid from the county sound outrageous when you send them. I see hitters, I see homies turn to base heads for mentions. Damn, lost my homie.
Okay, that stuff I don't understand there. There's a lot of there was base mentioned twice there. Base is when I pin it. I don't know what that is. You're going to need to explain that to me. The white kid from the counties sounds outrageous when you send him. I see hitters, I see homie turn to base heads for mentions. What does that mean? Turn to base heads for mentions. People that he likes seem to, you know, go against what they know to be right just for clicks, for mentions, for all this stuff, just to get popularity. Going against a grain tactic.
From the county sound outrageous when you send them. I see hitters, I see homies turn to base heads for mentions. Damn, lost my homie Nick, that cancer started in his lungs. He never touched a cigarette, that irony had lungs. I never looked to smoke the same, ain't even touched it once. So someone look for smoke to game in, anything for buzz. We all know beef sells, but everything's injected. You need that growth hormone right before you drop a record. Just call out someone bigger, anything to get the checks in. But I ain't wanna judge, shit, I'll probably use that method. Desperate in the land.
Okay, he was spitting there. Hold on a minute. Rest in peace to his homie Nick. Cancer is a fucking bitch. It is horror. He never touched a cigarette. The irony in your lungs. The irony in your lungs. The irony of your lungs. He never touched anything. Getting lung cancer. Never touched a cigarette. Could also be a thing of iron lungs. I'm not sure. What did he say next here? Yeah, so some look for smoke. They look for smoke in other ways. If you want smoke, if you want beef, another word for smoke, beef, he mentioned that in the previous one. But anything for a buzz. If you take a toke, if you smoke, you get that nicotine buzz. But some people look for smoke, look for a little bit of a beef, a little bit of summon, just to give them a buzz. And the buzz could be, you know, excitement for them, but give them a buzz, like literally give their career a buzz. And we all know that beef sells, but everything's injected. You need that growth hormone, right? Before you drop a record. People calling out people before they drop something. We saw it with... it happens all the time. I can't think of anything in particular. Well, literally, Skepta basically mentioned everyone in the UK, and then Joyner hopped on it right before he was dropping ADHD 2. Something like that. You know, you get into a little bit of beef to, like, boost your name, to get your name out there before you drop something, and it's a good method for it. And he said... He said he doesn't want to judge because he'll probably use that method too. He's like, hey, it's a good marketing tactic at the end of the day.
Anything to get the checks in, but I ain't want to judge. Shit, I'll probably use that method. Desperate in the land of the fees, where everybody rocking chains, the land of the free, where opportunity knocks, but plugs handle key.
Where everybody's rocking chains, the land of the free, but ironically, if you're chained to something, you're not. That's literally you being trapped.
Everybody rocking chains, the land of the free, where opportunity knocks, but plugs handle keys. But I ain't one for labels, I can even manage me. First panic attack, thought that I was dying. My wife said breathe, but I could hear the sirens. I guess it's so many years of trauma built in silence. Instead of pushing it down, I should've done more crying. Look into my daughter's eyes and I swell with pride. Look into my daughter's eyes, I believe in God. Still I wonder, how could I guide? How can I give direction when I'm missing deep inside? Overcompensate with ego, what I'm missing is my pride. If I image made in God, then why's the devil on my mind? But check my service, pen a true MC. I can hit you with these strikes, but I ain't UMG. Room full of old men saying
there it is. I can hit you with these strikes, but I ain't UMG. It'll be a different kind of strike. This strike won't ruin your career, or it might do. I mean, I don't know what type of strike he's giving. He's giving out some left-right hooks. He was spitting. That bar there about, but I ain't one for labels. I can't even manage me. Cold. That whole thing of him having the panic attack. Too many years of trauma building silence. You know, instead of pushing them down, and pushing them down, he should have just done more crying. You need to let it out. You need to talk about it. Emotion. He's real for that. That's true. I've been very, very much so in touch with my emotion side. Ever since a while ago, something happened to me, and since then, I was before as well, but I'm more so now. Like, just very open. Talk to people. Talk about your emotions. Don't bottle it up. Bottling it up it makes it 10 times worse, 100 times worse. You just need to talk about stuff. It's very manly to cry and talk about your emotions. It's less manly to not do that, in my opinion. How could I guide? How could I give direction when I'm missing deep inside? Overcompensate with ego, what I'm missing with my pride. If an image made in God, then why is the devil on my mind? He's just... very, very smooth.
My pride, if I image made in God, then why's the devil on my mind? But
Why?
check my service, pen a true MC. I can hit you with these strikes, but I ain't UMG. Room full of old men saying I can't be me. Saying we can make a deal while trying to cancel me. Huh? And you
Remember old men saying I can't be me? He's talking about them labels. That kind of push an agenda or push you to go a certain way of what you should be doing, how you should be sounding, what you should make. Oh no, you can't be yourself on this. You kind of need to, you know, appeal to this audience and, you know, talk about this type of stuff here. It's bollocks.
and I can't be me. Saying we can make a deal while trying to cancel me. Huh? And you wonder why the industry corrupt. Finding artists at the bottom trying to make it out the mud. They'll do anything you tell them cause they desperate for the plug. The advances that you give them just alone to keep them stuck. Y'all don't give a fuck about the art. Y'all just bankers. How can you put a price tag on music with no angles? This is from the heart. All the love and all the anger. Y'all just want to see us fall. Even Lucy was an angel. The warning signs was there for Juice, but they filled up his cup. When Mac was thinking if he jumped, you know they double dutch. Pac was shot with shells and they see how the sales went up. Push the chips in Vegas, double down, then they set them up. They know pain moves weight, so they sell a cut.
Lordy God.
Move angst to make it hell for us. The violence gets recycled and they profit off the losses. Push you to glorify it till they box you in a coffin. Get you to sign your gift away, then lock you in a closet. Success is full of hollow tips, they profit off the falling. Then they just replace you with the next one who next up. The next acts that get snuffed and they don't give a fuck. They plan another one and water down the message. I don't give a fuck if I'm left rhyming in this desert. They control the power, you see knowledge is a weapon. And they know time is money, so I value every second. May you always seek the answers and be louder with the questions. I wrote this to remind you that your power's in the message.
Yeah.
Don't forget it. Independent Volume 1.
This beat is cold. The sample is so sick as well. Okay then, Knox Hill, I see you. There was a lot he said there. There was a lot he said. We're going to go through it though. There was a lot he said. Finding artists at the bottom. Wait, hold on a minute. And you wonder why the industry corrupt. Finding artists at the bottom, trying to make them out the mud that were anything for you because they're desperate for the plug. The advances that you give them alone just keep them stuck. Like the advances that the labels, the advances, like summer money, you know, you sign to us, we'll give you a lump sum or something, your advance. And, you know, now we kind of control what you do. And now you're stuck here for 5 years. You've got no say in the matter. You can't even say when you release songs. You can't even do anything on social media, really. You can't do anything on social media. You can't release a song when you want to. The topic matters is they kind of control everything. It's a crazy... It's a crazy way of doing it. Like, the amount of control. You know, it should be a collaboration, but it's kind of like I'm here, you do what I say. It's fucking bonkers. They give them a lump sum of money, and a lot of people, because, you know, they want to make it out of the mud, they want to make it from wherever they are. They want a lot of money. Yeah, we'll give you $1 million. And to them, they're like, oh shit, $1 million, fuck. I'll take that $1 million. Not knowing for the next 5 years of their life, they're basically a slave to those people. You know, read the small print. And half the time, if they were independent, sometimes, no, actually, no, that's why people do take it. Because it is so rare to blow being independent. A lot of artists do, don't get me wrong. Hundreds or maybe even more. Loads of artists can blow being independent. You can. But it's just so much harder. It's so much easier when you've got a massive label that can literally chuck tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, or millions, depending on how big you are, into marketing campaigns and all this other stuff to basically get you on radio and on TV in front of everything else online. And it's just, it's a bit crazy. They'll do anything because they're desperate for the plug. The advances just keep them stuck. And then they don't give a shit about a yard. You can't put a price tag on music with angles. This is from the heart or the love and anger. I just want to see us fall. Even Lucy was an angel. I don't know who he's talking about there. Who is Lucy? I'm not too sure. The warning signs was there for Juice. But they filled up his cup. It's talking about Juice WRLD. When Mac was thinking if he jumped, you know they double Dutch. Pac was shot with shells and they see the cells went up. You know, they don't seem to, when they see people in these scenarios, instead of helping them, they kind of seem to ride on that kind of whole, you know, they're down, the whole depressed thing, where they are. It's kind of, and again here, like with the little Vegas thing he said here, they double down when they set them up. They kind of put them in certain situations. You know, they'll give them all this stuff. They'll give them anything they want apart from the help they need. They'll give you anything apart from the help they need because, you know, when they're in that bag, you know, the music that they're making that is selling, that's all that matters to them. The number, that figure, that monetary figure. That's literally the only thing that matters. It's That's fucking crazy, man. They know that pain moves weight, so they sell a cut. Literally what I just said. The pain that any game move angst for us. The violence gets recycled, and they profit of the losses. Push you to glorify it, and so they box you in a coffin, get you to sign your gift away, then lock you in clauses. That, you know, the label, the clauses that they give you, the thing that you're signing, everything in there is basically just used to basically say they control you, and this, yeah. So you got to read that shit with care. Success is full of hollow tips. They profit off the fall, and then they just replace you with the next one. Who's next up? Something about X. It says X here, but he says X'd. I'm pretty sure X'd.
Tips, they profit off the falling. Then they just replace you with the next one who next up. The next X that gets snuffed, and they don't.
The next X to get snuffed. Is he talking about X there? Triple X? I'm not too sure. The next X to get snuffed. Because although, yeah, you're just a number to them. Once you finish making music or you're gone or whatever it is, whatever has happened, there's another person there. They'll just get him with the label. There's another person who can just continue to make him money forever. And yeah, that's just how it works. They plan another one and water down the message. I don't give a fuck if I'm left rhyming in this desert. I'm going to be here rhyming in this desert, in these salt plains. On my own, independent. It doesn't matter. As long as I'm getting this message across. And keep fighting that message. They control the power. You see, knowledge is a weapon. And no time is money. What do you say there? Because the lyrics sometimes be fucking up.
And ain't no time is money, so I value every second. May you always seek the answers and be louder with the questions. I wrote this to remind you that your power's in the message.
Ooh, that's cold. May you always seek the answers and be louder with the questions. You gotta think, you gotta ask shit. I wrote this to remind you that the power's in the message. Don't forget it. Independent Volume 1. Yeah, bro killed that. He is one of those guys. Knox is just one of those guys. Fuck, you know, he's fighting it, and it's a weird one. If you're still here, if you're still watching, much love. I appreciate it. I just felt like I had to react to this because obviously I make videos and I know the strike thing. I've had multiple strikes before, not to the extent that Knox Hill has. And probably a bunch of other people who have lost their channels unlawfully to these strikes that make no bloody sense. But it is what it is. At the end of the day, we can all work together, collaborate. I feel like it's a two-way thing. If we react to stuff, 90% of the time, 90 to 95% of the time, the people that are watching that video are people that already have seen the music video or listened to it or streamed the music that you're watching. So it's not like you're taking a listener away. You would never, I feel like that's how they see it. Oh, if you react to it, you're literally using our content and that's one less penny in our pocket. Or 1/1,000,000th of a penny in our pocket, because it really ain't that much. And they're just seeing it the wrong way. It's an old way of thinking. I think it needs to change. And it's just bonkers. Anyway, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. And love you, Knox. You're the GOAT.